So if y'all bitches want to step to the best, you're looking at them, boys.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chatting with the Cholo, where I will continue to be your heavily tattooed host, the Cholo. Today, we're going to be diving into another Cyraxx video, so please extend a finger so we can laugh together at this lying, grandmother-abusing, child enthusiast, and I'll see you guys in the video. But first, just a reminder to get loked up just like the Cholo through my official channel memberships. It's that shameless self-promotion, baby. You know how we do it. Let's get back to the video. All right, boys and girls, dudes of all teen ages, here we are with episode 39 of The Goblin at Lloyd Street. And of course, a most thugged up shout out to N-Word Boi3.0 for providing this video for us to enjoy this evening, which is titled Cyraxx Live on Facebook, Deleted Stream, Pin 14, 2022. Go check out N-Word Boi3.0's channel and give him a like and subscribe. You guys already know the whole spiel. Go show him some love. And with all this being said, let's go ahead and buckle up and we'll take this ride together. Here we go.
I know that it's like 3:40 a.m. here, but
it's 3:40 a.m. and you're gonna get up and scream at the internet instead of letting Ed and Sally sleep. Good job.
I have something that has been on my mind for a very long time that has been just turning and turning in my stomach for the past several years. And it finally got to the point to where something needs to be said. I want to tell you guys why I'm not going to be doing other than working on music for a very long time. My journey into music began in high school in 2009 with my best friend David, and that ultimately is not only where I would meet my best friend, but where I would also lose that same best friend to a drowning accident on May 1st of that year.
You guys already know what they say. When Cyraxx lies, he closes his eyes, and his eyes are closed all day, baby.
And let me tell you, when you lose a loved one like that,
you might want to tread lightly here, Cyraxx. I don't think that you have really gone through that experience like the vast majority of the rest of us have. We know what it's like to lose people. It's extremely painful, it hurts, and I don't feel like you're going to show anybody that you've actually lost the respect that they're due. Chances are, if they're friends with Cyraxx here, they probably don't deserve to be respected, so whatever.
When you lose somebody that, you know, has stuck up for you, been there for you for so long, it becomes hard. Yeah, me and David had just met that year, but we had bonded so quickly that he became family. He was always over here hanging out, I was always hanging out with him. And then May 1st of that year rolled around, and then I found out that he died in a drowning accident down at the place down here called The Gorge. And, you know, it really killed me because he was the one that introduced me into music. He was the one that saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Fast forward to 2015. Well, actually, fast forward to 2014. 2014 is when we found out that my older brother, my older blood brother, was terminally diagnosed with lung cancer. And when I say terminally diagnosed, we didn't know how long he was going to have left. We had no idea. And so we dealt with it. Went to all the appointments and did everything that we could. Went through chemotherapy treatment like crazy.
I find it hard to believe that Cyraxx stood next to anybody that was going through chemotherapy. It's not an easy thing to go through or walk through. It's heavy. Cancer ruins lives. The treatment for it is just as brutal. I don't mean to get choked up sitting here, and I'm sorry for that. It's just kind of pissing me off that he's sitting here talking about an experience that I know he hasn't gone through. Cancer's never touched anybody in my immediate family, but I've lost people to plenty of other things that are just as bad, if not worse. Cancer's awful, but also I see in Alzheimer's patients, they completely lose themselves. I don't know how I got onto the topic of Alzheimer's or why I'm so choked up right now. I do apologize for that. Let's just move on. Let's get back to the video. My bad for being a downer.
Did radiation treatment like crazy, and on February 3rd of that year, little did I know that January 23rd of that year.
Is it February 3rd or is it January 23rd? Which is it?
Little did I know that would be the last time he would celebrate his birthday. Because that next month, on February 3rd, he died from the cancer. He had lost his fight with the cancer.
How dramatic. He lost his fight with cancer, and then he does that little peek. You know he's just taking a little peek every once in a while to look at the camera and be like...
And around that time, me and my girlfriend at the time had just gotten back together. Me and her had known each other since high school. Her name was Lexi. She was the sweetest girl you could ever want to be around. And don't get me wrong, she had her moments where she was a hard ass, rightfully so. But it was because she cared that she was that way. And when me and her got back together, she really helped me. She did. She helped me in a very big way.
She clearly didn't help you enough, you little goblin.
She made me feel like everything was gonna be okay. But little did I know that that statement wouldn't hold true for very long. Because a couple years later, she lost her dad to some sort of sickness. I don't know what it was, but she had lost her dad. And by that point, me and her were to some sort of sickness.
Did you guys hear that? I pointed this out in the last video, but his mouth noises. Right here.
I don't know what it was, but...
You guys had to have heard that little slop, slop. Dude, you know that shit stinks.
She had lost her dad. And by that point, me and her were actually engaged.
Are you serious?
I kept telling her that it would be okay.
Do that?
But little did I know that that was far from the truth.
That's because you're a moron. What are you doing going around telling people, I know your dad is sick, but it's gonna be okay, bitch?
Fast forward to 2020 when I had gotten back in contact with one of my good friends from high school, Crystal, who is still to this day one of my closest friends, if not my closest, friend out of all my female friends. She's literally my little sister. Like, we came up together through high school. Like, she's always been one of my closest friends, hands down.
This is the part of the video where I want to take a second to say a very special shout out and give a giant thank you to my channel members, Pink Panda, Acetone, Christian EC, Nyx the God of Graves, Deadheart, Eddie Meeks, Erica Michelle, and Depressed Rabbit. Your guys' support is so greatly appreciated. It really, truly does mean the world to me. Thank you guys. Let's get back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Like, if I needed a place to stay right now, I could call her up and be like, hey, can I crash over at your place for a few days?
So call her right now and ask. Prove it.
And she'll have zero problem with that. But fast forward from the time that Lexi lost her dad to 2020. During that time, she told me that she was going to take some time for herself. And I understood. I had no problem with it. We still kept in contact on and off. We still told each other that we loved each other. Still told each other that, we cared and that we spent as much time as we could. And I wanted to give her the space that she needed to grieve over her dad. Because I understand how hard that shit can be. And during that time period, my older brother, like I said, he passed away February 3rd of that year. Fast forward to December of that year. I was sitting here at home that morning. I had just gotten up. I was actually getting ready to work on some music. I had already had, some piano parts laid out from the night before that I had worked on. And all I had to do was just, create the beat and lay the instrumental to it and stuff like that. Just lay the beat down over it and it was good to go. So I didn't really have too much to do during that time.
Dude, that's been the story of your whole life. Just not that much to do.
So I started texting one of my best friends, Zach, who I had not seen in years.
Are you about to start talking about Zach Hussein? Are you serious right now?
The last time I saw him was my senior year of high school.
Are you talking about the high school that you were at for 7 years? I'm no mathematician here, but that seems a little excessive. Just a little.
And we started talking that morning. We're like, hey, we need to catch up. It's been a long time. Why don't we catch up, hang out? Little did I know that morning would be the last morning I would ever see him alive. Because that night, around midnight, I had gotten a call from his older brother, Omar, who went to high school with us, who I'm still to this day very good friends with and still very close to.
How do you have all these people? How have you had the time to make these connections, build these bonds and friendships that supposedly withstand the test of time? How have you had the time to build all of this? You're younger than I am, and don't get me wrong, I have strong relationships. I've built these bonds with people myself, but everyone Cyraxx he talks about fucking hundreds of people that we've never seen and we'll never hear about again. We hear their names, a handful of times across 2 or 3 videos of his, and then that's it. No more. We never hear about him again. So how in the world have you had time to build these bonds and connections? And I don't know. My brain doesn't even know the words that it's trying to make me say here. You couldn't have. I mean, these lies, they're just ridiculous. I said it last video, and I'm going to say it again. You're a regarded junkyard dog, except nobody wants to throw their table scraps to you.
But I got a call from him that night saying that Zach had been killed. Somebody had robbed his family's pizza shop and killed him at gunpoint. He had died from 3 gunshot wounds to the chest. And believe me, at that moment, all I could do was just break down and I lost it right there. Out of all my friends, he was the least one I would have expected to, lose his life.
He was the least one that you would have expected to, lose his life. How could you possibly have any expectations that somebody would lose their life unless they're really super active, if you guys know what I mean? Unless you're living that particular lifestyle or some other variant of, street life, why would there be any anticipation of, oh, that guy might get murdered one day? Like, what? Unless you're a giant dickhead out here just, hurting people or getting over on people all the time, you probably shouldn't have to worry too much about being murdered like that, I wouldn't think. Maybe I'm wrong.
But there's a quote that he said that morning right before he left that he posted on his Facebook that to this day is still there. And it's a quote that I still carry with me. And it's something I'll always carry for the rest of my life, which is, forgive those who have hurt you and remember those who have made you smile. Little did I know that that would be the last quote that he would ever post on Facebook.
He was so proud of himself when he got that right, when he didn't stutter and mess up his lines. You could just see the way he was like, ugh, God, he's so ugly.
And then after all that went down, I had come to find out in 2020, right after the coronavirus hit, I had found out from my best friend Crystal, who, like I said, is literally like my little sister. She was hysterical, and she told me to call her, so I did. And I asked her, what's wrong? And what she said next just completely shook me to my fucking core. She had told me that she had just gotten a call from Lexi's older sister that Lexi had passed away from just letting herself go.
She did what?
And what I mean by letting herself go is I didn't know this at the time, but because of her dad's passing, Lexi had stopped eating. She was not taking care of her body at all whatsoever. And when I mean not taking care of her body, I don't just mean eating wise. I mean she wouldn't shower, she wouldn't do anything, she wouldn't get out of bed.
I don't know, I have a hard time even accepting that any of these people are real. I know they're not. What kind of blows me away here is how detailed these stories are, which tells me, like, this is all he does. He just sits there and he thinks about things that he hoped would have happened, things that he missed out on because of who he is, or things that passed him by, events in his life that he'll never get back. He just sits up there and daydreams about all these things that he wishes he would have done. He wishes he would have done better. That's all he does. His whole life is just wishing it wasn't. That's all it is.
She literally just laid there and let herself go because the death of her dad affected her so much, because her and her dad were super close, that slowly over time her health deteriorated so bad that she unfortunately passed away. And I know what I'm about to say next might sound gross and disgusting, and I'm sorry, but this is just the reality of what she went through. When the coroners were checking her body like they usually do, they had literally found a month-old tampon still inside of her that was so old that it literally was fused with the inside of her body because it had been there for so long.
Dude, that's gross. I don't care if it's made up or not. That's gross. I don't know if that can actually happen, but that's disgusting. You know what? Let's pause this. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go do some research. And I'm back. Turns out, no, it absolutely cannot get fused inside of a woman's body or a male's body, anyone's body. So this story is total bullshit. There you guys go. Here, I'll even. Boom. See? Google AI told me. That's how I know it's true. Here we go.
And that's part of what killed her, because she let herself go that far, that much. And then this year, at the beginning, well, towards the middle of this year, I found out that my ex, my current ex, the one that nobody really liked, that even though me and her weren't together, I still cared about. My ex Heather had passed away from...
I like how it goes, the one nobody liked.
Severe problems with health.
Oh, shit.
And what made her death hard wasn't the fact that me and her weren't together anymore or anything like that. What made it hard is that after she had left, she had told me, after her and her baby daddy, Ricky, got back together, she had told me that she was pregnant with a child and that it...
We already see where this is going. Nope, I don't believe it.
...could possibly be mine.
Cyraxx, don't you lie to us. We know better. I don't believe that your nasty little goblin pecker and your nasty little goblin sludge or has the ability to even make that journey. Catch my drift? I think it's dust. I think he's shooting dust. You can just shut up about having a kid. Besides, this is offensive to anybody out there that has lost children, be it before birth, after... my heart goes out to anybody out there that has experienced that, because it's awful. I'm no stranger to it. It hurts. So to see Cyraxx over here making up stories about experiences that a lot of us have had, and he's doing it just to try to make content, it just does nothing to make anybody like him in the least bit. He's digging himself so far down into the hole of hatred he'll never, ever be able to come back and redeem himself. I mean, on top of being a child enthusiast, on top of using other people's tragedies to make content, on top of lying about cancer and grape, just anything, really. I had a comment on my last video that says, Cyraxx doesn't tell lies. He tells all the lies. That shit was dead on.
And unfortunately, due to her passing before we can get the DNA test, I possibly have a kid that I'll never get to see.
Shut up.
Which hurts me a lot. But in between all these deaths that I've had to deal with, that I've had to endure, something darker was going on. Something that I tried to stop so bad. Something that to this day I still battle with, which is the whole internet trolling and gang stalking shit.
Hey guys, do you like only the best in stolen memes, successful weight loss journeys, and the chronicling of a partial blackout tattoo bodysuit with new line and color work put on top of it? If so, then my Instagram page is most certainly for you, and that is right here. Bang bang. Also, I created a brand new Discord right here under the advisement of my boy Bubs the Mad Jester. Go check him out on YouTube and show him some love, and from there go find me on Discord so that way we can continue to grow our community on all legs of the internet. I'll stop yapping now. Let's get back to the video.
I've gone through so fucking much. I had worked my ass off. I had done everything right, but yet what did the trolls do other than take everything away from me? They took friends away.
All day, baby.
Took my chance to get a normal job away.
All day, baby.
Stole songs of mine that I had worked very hard on.
Shout out Wance Chilkins.
Away from me, and are now making money off of them.
Well, are they? Did you work real hard on your wax? God, I hate his disgusting teeth. The way they just... Just in case anybody out there is curious, we're about to dump this old empty cartridge right in the trash. And let's open up from Altered Alchemy some Slurricane. I had somebody ask in the last video and down in the comments what I was puffing on. So that's what we're about to open up right meow. Let's get into it, boys.
These trolls have cost me so much in my life. And I know a lot of people think that just getting off the internet solves it, but it really doesn't. Getting off the internet will not stop it. I know that's what the police say, but don't listen to them because it will not stop. I am living proof that being in real life or on the internet, it will not stop these trolls.
You're living proof that a turd can grow legs, get up on the internet, and start screaming at people. That's all you're proof of.
It might slow them down for a while, yes, but it will not stop them.
He said that like they're a Terminator. They will not stop. You cannot bargain with them. You cannot reason with them. They do not feel pity or remorse. I don't know why that struck me so funny. I don't know. Terminator was my absolute favorite movie of all time throughout my childhood. I wore out like 5 different copies on VHS tape. Yeah, because I watched that shit like non-stop. Greatest movie ever made, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Cinematic masterpiece, baby.
Because just last year, like I said many times before, and I'm sure some of you may or may not know this, but for those of you that don't, early last year, the troll known as William Glory Hole had a whole squadron of cops show up to my house to where...
Shout out William motherfucking Glory Hole.
There were 10 plus police officers there, armed to the teeth, ready to kill me at a moment's notice. And let me tell you, that moment was the scariest moment of my entire life. Staring down the barrel of all these pistols, with these officers ready to pull the trigger if I made even one wrong slight move.
Oh, I wish you would have made one wrong slight move.
One wrong move, and I wouldn't be here right now. One wrong move, and I would be dead in the ground right now.
We can only hope.
If I'd even reached into my pocket to grab a napkin or a tissue.
Man, I wish you would have had to sneeze right then.
They could have killed me. And ever since then, I have been battling for my life every fucking day.
I don't mean to make light of what he's considering to be a high-stress situation, but there's just something about a dead pedophile that makes me a happy guy. I don't know. Wild concept, I know.
I have been battling to get my life back every day.
Have you?
And believe me when I say it's not been easy in the slightest. It has not been easy at all.
It's not easy sitting here watching you as much as we do, but we do it.
Especially dealing with the PTSD that I have gained because of that police swatting that night. I mean, these people even called Adult Protective Services on my family the other night, saying that I was doing stuff to my mom that I was not doing at all whatsoever.
Hold up, what kind of stuff? That brings serious questions to my mind. What kind of stuff were you doing to your mom? Are we talking about hitting her here? Or are you trying to dip into Chris Chan territory? It's weird that I honestly don't know which one it is. Fucking rat-faced little goblin.
And you know, tonight as I was sitting here thinking about all this, it made me realize that maybe it's time that I step away from YouTube, and not saying fully step away from social media, but not just because I can't go live on YouTube for about a week because of these assholes stealing my music and me getting a copyright strike.
Shout out to the whole community out there. Bravo, gentlemen. Bravo.
For playing my own music on my own channel that they stole from me and now get the rights to.
Awesome. Awesome.
But I've really been thinking, and I think it's time that I stepped away from YouTube and most of social media to rework my music, to revamp and reinvent myself in the way that I needed to do a long time ago. Because this whole time, instead of creating music like I should have been doing, I've had to defend it. I've had to defend my work, defend my family, defend my life, literally defend my fucking life. And I do mean literally, like, somebody actually showed up here to the house wanting to kill me, kind of defending my life.
I think at this point, Aware of Myself hadn't happened yet. Yeah, this was before Aware of Myself, so I don't know who it would have been that showed up.
And all this stuff going on really made me realize that I need to reinvent myself as a music artist, because if I'm gonna be successful, I need to say, you know, screw these people, and I need to get my sights back on upholding the legacy that I should have been upholding this whole time. I was given a legacy to uphold, and I failed at doing it.
Dude, you fail at everything you do, so that's not surprising.
Even though it was out of my control, I failed at doing it because I've spent more time defending my work than actually doing something with it. Essentially robbing myself. Okay, forget about the trolls, forget about what they do, but take and keep the damage that they've done. And right now, my life...
Ew, dude, you guys hear that? Listen, you can hear him scratching. You know what? For part of our nasty, disgusting internet game show where we do nasty things like smell Amberlynn Reed's underbelly or walk around barefoot on Cyraxx's bedroom floor, or you have to touch Chris Chan's Fanta bottle, or let Cyraxx suck on your elbow for like 5 seconds. Oh, that would be so gross. Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Right now, my life is in ruins. My life is literally on the ground around me, and I don't know how to even begin to putting it back together. Because these trolls have done so much damage to me that it's hard to even, you know, figure out what to do or even where to start. So starting tomorrow, I will not be, like, even after the ban is lifted here in the next week or so, or the next 2 weeks, I don't know how long. But even when that ban is lifted, I'm not going to be on YouTube for a while. Because I want to be on that stage like my brothers wanted me to be. I want to be able to perform for you guys live, like my brothers and my friends and my loved ones that are no longer with us wanted me to do.
How many brothers and your friends and your loved ones do you have that have died? Jesus Christ, dude, it sounds like your whole family or something went to war and like half of you came back. What? How do you know this many people that are dead? I mean, I guess that's not unrealistic, but to be, you know what, I'm trying to diagnose a bunch of made-up stories. So what the fuck am I doing? Jesus.
They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and I think it's about goddamn time that I fucking picked up where they left off.
The only thing that we can see inside of you is a monster. I say it on every video about you, and I will continue to say it on every video. You're a goblin, you're a monster, you're disgusting, you're vile, you're offensive, you are putrid.
I think it's about goddamn time I picked up where they fucking left off, and I continue their legacy. And I pick that shit back up, and I fucking run with that shit.
You gonna run with it? Huh? You gonna run with it?
Because these trolls know that I have more talent in my little pinky than they do in their whole goddamn body, and they know it.
Bro, I can admit this shit straight up. Am I talented? Absolutely not. Nothing I do that I'm good at came from straight talent. It comes from hard work. So yeah, you can think you're talented, and that's fine. You can think whatever you want. The fact is, I know I'm a hard worker. I've proven it time and time again, day in and day out. I will work hard from sun up to sundown, and I can handle it. And I'm gonna just be a man about it, because what else is there? You could never. I'll just leave it there.
I've had several people messaging me about how cool what I do is.
Bullshit. Nope.
And I want to get back to that. I want to be able to one day look on my deathbed, looking back in my life and be like, yes, I did something worth it. I helped somebody. I did something with my life. And I want to be able to say that. But I can't say that if I'm just sitting here, not doing anything. So if there's anybody out there who can help me shut down these trolls for good, because of all the crimes that they've not only committed against me, but the atrocities they commit on YouTube every day.
Dude, the Holocaust was an atrocity. You're talking about dudes that make videos and put them up on the internet, myself included. Who are we hurting? I'm not a direct cause of your grief yet, but I mean, all in all, everything being what it is, who's being hurt by any of these videos? Other than you. You're the only person that I'm talking shit about, or that I'm pointing out, or sticking my finger out to laugh at. You're the only person I'm doing that to.
Like, if anybody knows of any hackers, lawyers, let me know.
Dude, hackers? Serious?
Because what they've done to me almost not only ruined me, but almost took my life. And I don't want that. I want to be around for a long time, not a little while. I want
you to be around for a little while, not a long time.
Be around for a very long time.
Hope not.
Not just a month or 2 months. Which is why over the next several weeks to the next few months, I will not be on YouTube.
No doubt.
And if I do go live on YouTube, it'll be way, 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 way less than what it is now. Because I want to get my life back. I want to take back everything that was ripped away from me and build on it. And show these people what I can really do.
You've shown us what you can really do. And what you can really do is, well, nothing really. You're pretty physically incapable of doing anything other than like being in the way and being a nuisance. So yeah, I guess what you can do is nothing. That's probably the best answer.
So with that being said, I love you guys. And I will see you guys whenever I see you. Like I said, if you guys have any information for me about how to stop these people, my DMs are always open. So please hit me up.
That's crazy. Just go up on the internet, ask random strangers, hey, do you guys know any hackers that could help me stop trolls? Or I guess it would be more like, hey, do you guys know of any hackers that can help me stop these fucking trolls? Huh? Bitch, you got any hackers that can stop these fucking trolls? Bitch. I don't know. That was a gross one. I'm sorry for doing that to you guys.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I love you guys.
Don't you ever say you love me again. You hear me?
Peace.
Wow, I don't really know what to say other than that was surely an episode. Not our most action-packed. He wasn't very riled up, so I mean, it didn't crack off too hard. But I do appreciate you guys taking that ride with me. If you're still here at the end of this video, I appreciate it so very much. You know, small channels like mine survive on each and every single minute of watch time that you guys give us, and I most certainly appreciate it. Now, if you are new around here, thank you for checking out the channel and my videos. I am an absolute whore for attention, so I'm really appreciative. And if you are one of my always thugged up OGs, you guys already know how I feel about each and every single one of you out there. I love you guys. Finally, here's your reminder to get loked up just like the Cholo through my official channel memberships. You know, we got to do that shameless self-promotion, baby. You know how it is. I'll see you guys in the next video.